On the 26th of March 1990, commuters travelling on the A604 just outside Alconbury in the former county of Huntingdonshire were shocked to see that a flying saucer had landed on the side of the road. Such was the alarm caused by the sight of this otherworldly object that several calls were made to local police at Hinchingbrooke. However, contrary to appearance, this was no alien spacecraft, but a newly opened retro-futuristic fast food restaurant called the Megatron. Good evening, my name's Edward King Thompson, and welcome to another video. I was inspired to explore the history of this strange eatery after reading a fantastically detailed article in issue 441 of Fortean Times, written by Toony Conn. The Megatron was a short-lived phenomenon, the original business only running for 2 years until the spaceship was converted into a McDonald's in 1992. The idea for a 1950s science fiction themed diner was conceived by local businessman Danny Blundell, son of the Formula 1 driver Mark Blundell, and it appears that he was determined to create an authentic experience for the customers from the offset. Prior to construction, Blundell consulted architects, special effects artists, and even paid a visit to the old studio sets of Star Wars and Aliens. The building was constructed in such a way so as to appear larger on the inside than out, a classic sci-fi concept popularised by Doctor Who. Inside, customers were served by staff dressed as aliens and robots. They could order a wide range of themed menu items, including a spacesuit spud, special star fries, and a strawberry space shake. Yet, despite the Megatron's unique selling point and its tactical positioning near Alconbury Air Base to appeal to American airmen, the spaceship closed its doors for good in 2000 and was demolished in 2008. It appears that beneath the flashy novel surface, there were some darker undertones surrounding the UFO diner, some of which may descend into paranormal territory. According to previous workers and customers, the interior atmosphere of the Megatron was quite gloomy, with no windows and lighting positioned high up on the black ceiling. The building was very cavernous, resulting in continuous echoes despite sound buffers. Additionally, the diner suffered from a leaky roof, as the exterior was just a plastic shell. Were the building not long demolished, it would doubtless have found its way onto those eerie liminal space and nostalgia subreddits, but the darkness at the Megatron extends far beyond the eerie atmosphere within. There are reports of a haunting and subsequent exorcism at the restaurant. A local man, Terry Pinner, disclosed the story to Toony Conn. In the early 1990s, staff had begun to refuse to work evenings. They reported knocking sounds coming from the walls, objects moving by themselves, and flying cups and saucers. The irony of that last piece of phenomenon is not lost on me. The owner, Danny Blundell, was initially skeptical of the reports, but one night, staying up late to catch up on paperwork, he heard footsteps following him. When the word spread of the alleged haunting, Terry Pinner suspected that the phenomenon was the result of restless spirits whose last journey had been along this road. You see, the Megatron site lay on what was once an old road leading to the RAF Alconbury mortuary, a fact which seems to be confirmed by old maps of the area. In 1943, the 95th Bomb Group were loading bombs onto a B-17 Flying Fortress when, suddenly, one of the devices detonated. The blast killed 19 and injured an additional 21 of the men. Could the activity at the Megatron really be linked to this historic tragedy? Pinner offered to connect Danny Blundell with someone who could help, the Huntingdon Spiritualist Church. A medium from the church who subsequently paid a visit to the Megatron said it had an unsettling atmosphere and that several ley lines converged on the site, reflecting the convergence of roads in the vicinity. The medium also encountered what she believed to be the ghost of a man from 2 centuries ago. Terry Pinner recalled that after the spiritualists had visited the building, the activity stopped completely. Whether the Megatron truly was haunted, or the phenomenon was the result of natural causes, is unknown, and will likely remain so for good. All I can say is that I can imagine EMF levels would be fairly high in a place which required so much electricity to run. Regardless, the diner was built in a location which appears to be a bit of a paranormal hotspot in its own right. There have been UFOs sighted over RAF Alconbury and the surrounding countryside, as well as several reports of a werewolf within the base during the early to mid-20th century. Rather than the medium's proposed explanation of converging ley lines, Toony Conn believes that the Megatron's position in the centre of the county, with visitors likely to have travelled a long distance with still further to go, leaves them susceptible to seeing ghosts. Transient states such as this, mixed with fatigue from the long journey, are likely to induce dreamlike imagery and hypnagogic hallucinations. With the building's prompt destruction in 2008, an action which Conn refers to as a blatant act of cultural vandalism, the Megatron remains only as a hazy and mysterious memory, one which is cementing itself in the cultural footprint and local folklore of the area. Many online forums share their childhood memories of visiting the location, either locals who went there for a space-themed birthday party or travellers passing through, fatigued and stumbling into the mysterious, dimly lit craft. It was certainly an iconic cultural landmark, and its destruction, which appears to have been fueled by attempts to list the building, a real tragedy. Toony Conn is currently working on a feature-length documentary about the Megatron. I have linked his website in the description of this video, which contains more articles related to the restaurant and other Fortean subjects. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.